Hello and welcome to the next top tip from LD Learning Support and BACAB Education Limited. Have you ever found yourself having to go through reams and reams of multiplication questions with your child so that they can practice the sums until they become automatic? Have you or your child perhaps found this a little boring or repetitive? Well, today's top tip is hopefully going to help relieve a little bit of that repetitiveness for you and your child. I'm going to talk you through a simple game which you can easily set up and play with things that you will hopefully have around the house. The great thing about this game is that it's great for not only practicing times tables, but you can adapt it for numerous other mathematical concepts. In fact, you could adapt it for almost any topic that you want to practice with your child. In addition to this, they will also be practicing a range of other skills, including their motor skills, their speaking and listening skills, their memory skills, amongst many others. So, the first thing which you will need is a roll of masking tape and an open space. On the floor, create a grid shape using the masking tape. You can have as many or as few squares as is required. Then, either masking tape an answer into each square, or write the answers on a piece of paper and put these pieces of paper into each square on the grid. Alternatively, you could write the number sentences or the sums in the grid, and then you would give your child the answer. They would then have to match the answer to the question on the grid. Next, masking tape a line behind which you'd like your child to stand. Grab a beanbag or any kind of alternative. For example, a scrunched up piece of paper would work amazingly well in this game. You just want something that's going to land roughly where it's thrown, not like a bouncy ball that's going to bounce into a square and bounce off. Now your game is complete. So ask your child to stand behind the line. Call out a question. First, ask your child to verbally answer the question before they toss the beanbag. They score 1 point for this verbally given answer. Then they can throw the beanbag. If it lands accurately on their chosen number, then they get another point. The reason that it's really important to ask your child to verbally give you the answer before tossing the beanbag is so they are not affected by an inaccurate throw and that they are still always being rewarded for a correct answer. So, for example, if we take the 8 times table as an example for this game, I would have a grid which is 4 by 3. And in each of the squares, I would have one answer to the 8 times table, as you can see in this picture. My child would then stand behind the line. I would call out 4 times 8. My child would hopefully answer 32. They would get 1 point, which is visually recorded. This can be on a piece of paper, on a clipboard, on a chalkboard, on your phone, whatever you have to hand. The child then has a go at tossing the beanbag, and hopefully it will land on the number 32. They throw it, it flies through the air, it lands right on the number 32. Amazing, well done. Another point to them. If you were playing the other way with the sums or number sentences in the grid, you would have given your child the number 32. They would then have had to have given you the number sentence 8 times 4 and aimed their beanbag onto this. If you want to make this game competitive, then you could have a go, or you could get any siblings to play along too. And you could have your child ask the question. You can also adapt this if you're playing with siblings. So say you have siblings that maybe are really already fluent with their times tables, then you could ask them a more challenging question such as, what is 4 squared times 2? Or if you have a child that's not yet learned their tables, you might ask them something like, what's 30 plus 2? And they would be giving you the answer 32. In order to find out who the winner is, you could play for a set length of time, and whoever has the most points at the end is deemed the winner. Or you could do it where you choose a set number of points at the beginning, and the first person to reach this number of points is the winner. So, as noted previously, this game can be adapted to cover many concepts, including addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, number bonds, doubles, fractions, shapes, vocabulary, and place value. One important thing to remember is that you could always have some paper and pens at the ready if your child is working on more complex sums, such as, let's say, addition with carrying, and they need to write down the sums in order to be able to work out the answers. That's absolutely fine. We hope this has been useful and brings a little bit of fun to the learning of various numerical skills. Please leave us a comment below if you have any questions, or to tell us how you have adapted and used this game at home and how it went. Thank you so much for taking the time to listen, and until next time, goodbye.